Hello everyone, so today we're going to be taking a look at the all-new 2016 Range Rover Evoque HSE. And special thanks to McGinley Motors, Mazda, Land Rover, Peugeot and Volvo for allowing me to come down here and review this car for you guys today. For all contact information in regards to this dealership, please see the description box below. So in today's review, we'll be looking at the interior of the car. I'll explain how all the features work. We'll also start up, look at the engine, go over the performance data, take a look around the exterior, and we're also going to take the car on a detailed test drive. So, traditional style Range Rover / Jaguar key fob. Press this button here twice to unlock the rear doors as well as the fronts. And upon locking the vehicle, the exterior mirrors power fold out and the LED running daylights turn on. You can also turn on the exterior lights by using this button here in the key fob. So there's two ways of distinguishing the HSE from a lower spec Range Rover Evoque. First off, the HSE comes with these front fog lights as standard. I believe they are an optional extra on the lower spec models. And also, if I just come around here to the door, the HSE comes with this silver trim as standard as well. So those are two unique styling features specifically to the HSE. So this particular Evoque here is finished in Firenze Red Metallic. Now normally with the Evoque you can choose to have the body in one colour and you can have the mirror caps and the roof in a different colour. So a lot of people will tend to get black mirror caps and roof, but in this particular case the whole car is just finished in the one colour. And the HSE also comes with these 19-inch 10-spoke alloy wheels. Very nice design. There's actually a lot of alloy wheels to choose from with the Evoque. It's a very customizable car. This car also has four-wheel drive, four-wheel independent suspension. It also has ventilated steel disc brakes in the front with saw discs in the rear. And speaking of customization, you can have, as I said, the roof and the body in different colours, different wheels. You can also choose to have a variety of different vinyls on the car as well. So as we come towards the rear, one thing you may notice about the Evoque, because of the way it's styled, the windows do get narrower as you go back. And as you can see, the rear window is just a little bit on the narrow side, but visibility really isn't obstructed that much. And besides, this particular HSE actually has a reversing camera as standard. And you also got dual polished exhaust tips as well, with parking sensors. And you can see the backup camera there. Or maybe not, sorry, I hope the sunlight isn't in my way too much, but it's right there. So the boot itself, I don't actually have the exact dimensions on me at the moment, but I'm going to post some here on the screen now. It's pretty good in size, it's a very square boot lid, lots of room in it. I got some of my filming equipment in there, and we also have the floor mats for the Evoque, but it's pretty good in size. You can easily fit a lot of items back here. And also underneath the floor here, you got a space saver spare wheel. And as you can see, with the rear seats folded down, there's no inconvenient lips or ledges left behind, so it's completely smooth. So you can easily slide any large items you may have from the boot area into the back seat area. And then the boot itself has two large grab handles here. So coming along to the back seat, we find that this particular Evoque has the Lunar and Cirrus leather interior. Looks very nice. Looks almost completely white actually in the sunlight. And you also got a little bit of gloss black finish there on the door cards as well and around the door handle. And this car also has the Meridian sound system, which is standard on the HSE. Very, very soft and comfortable perforated leather seats. And the legroom back here is actually very good as well. Headroom is quite good too, although the roof does feel just a little on the low side, but that's just down to the unique way this car has been designed. But it is very spacious and quite roomy, and you can probably see my point now from inside about the rear window. It's just a little on the narrow side, but it's not too bad really. And you also got this center mounted armrest, two cup holders, and a bit of storage. And also down here you got the Evoque badge and rear ventilation, as well as a small bit of storage and map pockets in the back of the two front seats. So let's go ahead and hop into the front. So the driver's seat has 3-person memory settings located there. You also got your 4 one-touch automatic windows, central locking, and as I said, it's got the Meridian sound system. A little bit of storage on the door as well, and a full electric driver's seat. And located down here, you got the boot release as well as the lane departure warning. So like all modern day Range Rovers, it has a completely keyless start-stop system. So we just press the button here once, turn on the power, foot on the brake and hit it again, and the engine fires right up. So this particular Evoque has 213 kilometers on the clock so far. It's also got this black 3-spoke leather wrapped multifunction steering wheel with electric power assist. And you got all your basic controls as you would normally find. So you got your radio and volume controls here. Mode actually selects between the radio, the CD player, Bluetooth audio and so on. And you also got your Bluetooth controls, voice command, cruise control and your trip computer controls. We'll actually just look through these very quickly. So you got this LCD screen up in front, and you can go through things like the trip computer, the driver assistance, all the main vehicle information and vehicle settings, as well as display settings from here, and then you just press OK to navigate through all the sub menus. And off to the right there you got the digital fuel gauge. So other features this car has, it has automatic rain sensing windshield wipers as well as automatic headlamps. The interior of this thing is very, very nice. And coming into the center console, we'll first off start with this screen. So it's the same as in any other modern day Range Rover. You got all your main buttons located off to the left and right, and you got the main screen itself. So at the moment we're in the home screen, and there's 3 screens to choose from, as you can tell by them 3 dots. So on the very first one you got all your basic settings for the audio, the climate control. You can even turn the screen on and off from here, and just tap it again to bring it back. And then when you have the sat nav set up, you can enter in your home address, and then you press this command here and it'll take you back to your house. So on the next screen, now this middle one is usually displayed as the main screen when you start up the vehicle. If I just power on the radio, excellent sound quality. So we'll just turn it down, don't want any copyright infringement issues here. Tap into this, and you got all your radio stations situated down there. And then we have your phone connected to the vehicle. You just click My Music and My Video as well if you want to display any videos on your mobile phone. Then you got your different settings, your station list, and you can input your frequency from there. So all your basic audio controls. And then you also got your Bluetooth connection here and the satellite navigation, which you can also activate by using this button on the bottom right. Very nice display. So let's actually go into the Nav menu. Now, I've not actually used this yet, this is my first time using it, but by the looks of things you can find things like, you know, filling stations, parking places, restaurants and so on. And you can also hide the points of interest if there's too many on the screen for you. And we'll just go to return to map. It's got a very nice display. Just drag it around there. Takes a little getting used to. Yeah, just kind of wandering off there on its own, but I reckon you play around with this for a while, you get used to it in no time. And you can also select between, you know, 2D display. What else is there? Yeah, so you got a 2D display, 3D, and a bird's eye view. So I think we'll keep it on the 3D display. Nicest looking one. So anyway, you can play around with that as much as you want. There's a lot to go through. If you go into the 4x4i, this here shows you everything the car is doing. So as you can see, it shows the diff locks, and you got your different programs here, all of which are operated by using these buttons located below. As you can see, it goes through them all, and everything actually displays up on this screen as well. So plenty to choose from, but I think we'll just put it back into normal road mode now. There we go. Right, other things, let's see. Oh yeah, you can change the interior ambient lighting. I'm actually going to demonstrate that when I get back to McGinley Motors because it's too bright out here today for me to show you the lighting properly. So we'll go into their multi-story car park and we'll take a look at that. Next thing, cameras. Let's see, click this here. And you can drive around with the reversing camera on if you wish. And actually there's a shortcut for that. This button here on the bottom left. And let's see, the final thing, you got your eco data. So this is basically your trip computer. It tells you how far you have to go until you need to fill up again. And eco tips. So yeah, basically just gives you a bunch of tips on how to drive, you know, more efficiently to save fuel and so on and so forth. So the overall display for this screen is excellent. It is very simple and easy to use, and all the menus I was showing you, you got your sub menus here for them. So you got settings, park assist, the reversing camera I was showing you, and so on. So coming down here, this car has dual zone climate control, and it also has 3-stage heated front seats, which are an optional extra. You can also choose to have the front seats heated and cooled, and you can also choose to have the rear seats heated. But in this particular car, they're just heated in the front. And you also got a very nice LCD display, and you can see here the fan speed is indicated by these orange LEDs. And then below that you have hill descent, the start-stop system, as well as the traction control. You also got your electronic parking brake, as well as the gear selector, which, like in all Range Rovers and Jaguars, rises out of the center console as soon as you start the vehicle. So at the moment we're on park. When you put it in reverse, the backup camera comes on again, but this time the guidance lines come up with it. And then of course you got neutral and drive, and then if you push down and twist to the right, you can put it in sport mode, which just basically quickens up the gear changes for you. And also you got your paddle shifters mounted on the back of the steering wheel, the left one to shift up and the right one, sorry, to shift down. And then further on to the center console, you got these two integrated cup holders, 12-volt power outlet, tiny bit of storage there, you know, for some change and maybe keys, and of course slides over with this black finish. And then you got this center mounted leather armrest. When you open that up, got a good bit of deep storage, as well as your auxiliary USB plug-ins, as well as a 12-volt power outlet. Always handy to have. And then you also got brushed aluminium trim located up on the dash. You can choose to have a couple of different trims on the Evoque. This car also has the auto-dimming interior mirror, and you also got a padded sunglasses container. Not really sure what kind of material this is. It kind of feels like rubber. Probably is rubber actually. And you also got your illuminated vanity mirrors. So to summarize the interior of the Evoque, it's a lovely place to be. I actually really like the design of the center console. It curves up very nicely, and actually you have a little bit of storage underneath it there, like in a Volvo. So it's got a beautiful interior, simple, elegant, easily laid out. Okay, so we're inside now, and you can just see the interior mood lighting. So at the moment it's set to blue, and it looks super nice. So you got under the door handles there, and in the center console. So I'll just go through a few of the different colors. So the default one is red, as you can see there. And then down here you can actually adjust the brightness of it. So at the moment it's on the full brightness, but we'll just go through a few different colors, and I'll just keep the camera pointed down here. So we got a purple, got a very nice blue that was on just a moment ago, and I think that's turquoise. And then this is more of a kind of a grey color. Now these colors might not look the same on camera as they do here in person, but they should be very close. I think this is kind of a goldy color, and we got green, another kind of a bronze color, orange and red. And then if I just go through, you know, the dimming, it gets a lot darker as you go down. So there's 4 different settings for that. So that's it on its dimmest, and that's it all the way there on the full bright. So actually, while we have the car inside, we might as well just show you the exterior lighting. So you can see the LED run daylights there in a lot more detail. And that's the front fog lights. Coming right to the back, very nicely designed LED tail lamps. release is located on the passenger side footwell. The engine is a 2-litre TD4 turbo diesel. It produces 147 brake horsepower with a top speed of 113 miles per hour. It also puts out 280 foot-pounds of torque, and it's estimated this car can do about 65 miles to the gallon. Okay, so we're going to start the test drive of the Evoque, and we're coming out now to the dual carriageway, so we're going to test the performance. So foot down. Okay, not too bad. Very good pulling power from this thing. And even when you're accelerating, the engine is actually very quiet in this. It's really very good. The overall driving experience in this thing, I find out here on the open road, is it's very smooth, it's very quiet, it's relaxing, it's really how you would expect it to be in a Range Rover. It's very good actually. So a couple of things I want to talk about. First off, this transmission. This is a 9-speed automatic, and the actual name for this gearbox is the ZF9HP, and I have to admit it's fantastic. I mean, the gear changes are very smooth and crisp, and you would barely notice the car changing gears at all. And if you do want to notice the car changing gears, of course you do have your paddle shifters mounted on the back of the steering wheel. But right now I'm cruising out here, big long stretch of road, doing 100 kilometers an hour, and it's effortless. I mean, it's so relaxing and quiet and easy. It's such a lovely, refined place to be honest with you. It actually feels almost like the Mercedes E-Class I was driving earlier today. It's that good, it really is. So we'll just get a little bit more burst of acceleration here. Yeah, no, this is a very nice car to drive, absolutely. Okay, so we're still in the dual carriageway here, and I've just hit traffic. I tried to review this car a few days ago, and the exact same thing happened on this exact same piece of road. There are roadworks going on at the moment, but nevertheless this gives me a chance to chat to you guys about a few other things I like about the Evoque. First off, there's the interior comfort. These seats are fantastic. I mean, the side upholstering here, it's so nice, and down here where you sit, it's very good as well on the seat base. I mean, these seats are very good, and of course they're perforated as well, which is always handy, and they're heated. Now the seat heaters are actually an optional extra even on HSE. As a matter of fact, the Range Rover Evoque does offer quite a lot of options between paint and vinyls and wheels. You can have a manual transmission, although personally I think you're better off with the automatic in something like a Range Rover. There's also a 2-litre turbocharged petrol engine. You can have this front or 4-wheel drive. This particular one, of course, is 4-wheel drive. Then you got 3 different body styles. You got this 5-door SUV that I got. There's a 2-door SUV. I haven't actually seen many 2-door Evoques around. I actually tried to film a 2-door Evoque a couple of years ago alongside a 5-door one, although that was the pre-facelifted model. And then there's a 2-door convertible, which is, well, it's pretty ugly, if I'm honest. I don't like the idea of convertible SUVs. I think they look ridiculous. I mean, the first convertible SUV I ever saw was a Nissan Murano, and I don't like the look of the Murano in general. I think it's a horrible looking car, but as a convertible, Jesus, I don't know. I don't like the idea of convertible SUVs. I don't think they look that nice. I think this 5-door model is perfect. What else is there? Yeah, as I said, this is the HSE, so it's a fairly top spec model. The next one and last one up from this is the HSE Dynamic. Now the Dynamic does stand out a bit more from the rest of the Evoque range because it's got 2 vents in the bonnet there, and I actually think the vents look nice. But even this HSE that I have here, it's lovely to drive. You know, the interior is such a nice place to be, and it's very well equipped, and I find the infotainment system is very easy to use as well. You know, if you're not very familiar with this system, you know, you can play around with it for a while, but realistically I don't think, you know, you're going to struggle too much with it. It is fairly simple and easily laid out. I believe it's the exact same infotainment system that Jaguar use in their cars, because of course Land Rover and Jaguar are basically the exact same company, almost like Hyundai and Kia, that kind of thing that's going on. But in just a few moments we're going to take this car into the back roads, where I'm sure we're going to find out just how good the ride quality is on it. Okay, so right in the back roads here, so we're going to assess the ride quality in a bit more detail. So going over a few bumpy bits, I find that the Evoque is absorbing these bumps very well. It's got a 4-wheel independent suspension, as I said, and it's excellent. It's really earning its keep here today. So what about handling? We're coming up to a tight left-hander here. Let's stick it in. Yeah, it's quite good. A little bit of body roll as you'd expect from an SUV, but realistically it's pretty good. So it handles nicely, and the suspension is very good too. And also it's very easy to drive this thing. I mean, I got very big mirrors as well, so you got excellent all-round visibility, and even though the rear window is a little bit on the small side, it's not such a big deal. And also I can fix it, and that's the backup camera on, so I can always see what's behind me or who's tailgating me. So it's actually pretty handy to have that reversing camera. You can just keep it on all the time. Okay, so we're on our way back to McGinley Motors. So to summarize the Range Rover Evoque HSE, first thing is first, I think this is a very good looking car inside and out. The overall design of the outside looks excellent, and I really like the interior as well. It's been beautifully crafted and everything is simple and elegant. Next thing is, of course, there's a lot of customization for the Evoque, which I went through earlier. And out in the main road, I find that this is a lovely car to drive. I mean, out in the dual carriageway there, it's quiet, it's smooth, the engine is economical, produces good power, the automatic transmission is perfect. And out in the back roads, which is where I was just a couple of minutes ago, the ride quality is fantastic, the suspension absorbs very well, and it handles nicely. So overall, it's quite a nifty little package. Now, I believe this particular one's for sale right now for about €64,000 or thereabouts, but as usual, I'll list the advert and all the information about McGinley Motors below, so you guys can click on that and check it out. But overall, I think this is a fantastic little car. It's lovely to drive anyway, and I actually highly recommend one. Anybody looking for a crossover SUV, you know, with premium luxury equipment and the, you know, I suppose €60,000 price range, the Evoque is definitely one to take a look at. Now, of course, there is also the new Land Rover Discovery Sport, which is very similar to this, but I will be taking a Discovery Sport out someday soon, and I'm going to do a back-to-back comparison between it and the Evoque, and we'll see just how many differences there are. So we're just going to finish up the review now, so thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you again next time. Take care.